Top 10 Omega watches worth buying. Time isn't just measured, it's remembered. And no brand understands this better than Omega. For over a century, Omega has stood at the intersection of precision, prestige, and purpose. From the moon to the depths of the ocean, from Olympic arenas to secret agent wristwear, Omega timepieces have become part of history, not just because of where they've been, but because of what they stand for. In this cinematic countdown, we're not just listing watches. We're telling the stories behind the steel, the soul inside each movement, and why these 10 Omega models aren't just worth buying, they're worth believing in. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your horological journey, this is the guide you didn't know you needed. So sit back, adjust your bezel, and let's wind our way through the top 10 Omega watches worth owning. Ranked 10th, Omega de Ville Trésor, Master Co-Axial. The gentleman's hidden weapon. If Omega's sports watches are bold declarations, then the de Ville Trésor is a quiet confession. It's not a watch that shouts across the room, but it commands attention from those who know what to look for. The name Trésor, meaning treasure in French, is no exaggeration. First launched in 1949 and reimagined for the modern era, this timepiece represents the distilled essence of elegance. It's thin, understated, effortless. But under that slim case lies Omega's master coaxial movement, resistant to magnetic fields up to 15,000 Gauss. It's the kind of technical firepower you'd expect in a diver or pilot's watch, hidden inside a dress watch that disappears beneath a cuff. Every curve of the de Ville Trésor is deliberate. The dome dial, the applied indices, the polished leaf hands. The 40mm case in Sedna gold or stainless steel pairs beautifully with formal attire, but doesn't feel out of place in casual settings. It's a timepiece for those who value discretion over display, for whom refinement isn't negotiable. It's not a chronograph. It's not a diver. It's not designed to survive outer space. But the Trésor doesn't need spectacle. It needs time. And once you've spent a few days with it on your wrist, you'll understand why it earns its place on this list. Ranked 9th, Omega Railmaster Co-Axial Master. Chronometer, the underdog icon. Overshadowed by the Speedmaster and Seamaster, the Railmaster might just be Omega's best-kept secret. Originally introduced in 1957 alongside its more famous siblings, the Railmaster was created for engineers, scientists, and technicians. People who worked in environments flooded with electromagnetic fields. It was one of the earliest anti-magnetic watches ever made. Today's Railmaster carries that same utilitarian DNA, wrapped in a vintage-inspired package that feels like it was plucked from a 1950s workshop and updated for the 21st century. The vertically brushed dial, broad arrow hands, and absence of a date window make it a masterclass in legibility and restraint. Inside beats Omega's Meta-certified master chronometer movement, resistant to 15,000 Gauss, just like its more famous brothers, but without the marketing hype. The Railmaster is about function first, with enough style to feel intentional. Whether on a denim NATO strap or a steel bracelet, it speaks to those who appreciate watchmaking for its purpose, not just its polish. It may never make headlines, but the Railmaster doesn't need them. It's the kind of watch that flies under the radar until someone knowledgeable sees it on your wrist and nods with respect. Ranked 8th, Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean, 600 meters. The deep diver's statement. When Omega set out to create the Planet Ocean, it didn't want to merely echo the legacy of the original Seamaster. It wanted to redefine it. Released in 2005, the Planet Ocean series is the modern face of Omega's professional dive watch heritage, and the 600M is its flagship. This is a watch that doesn't blink at pressure. With a water resistance of 600 meters, a helium escape valve, and a unidirectional ceramic bezel, it's engineered for saturation divers, but also for anyone who appreciates robust aesthetics and mechanical excellence. It's big, often 43.5 millimeters or larger, but not crude. With options in titanium, steel, and even Sedna gold, and dial colors ranging from matte black to radiant orange, the Planet Ocean is customizable without compromise. Its master chronometer movement is as precise as it is durable. James Bond wore a Planet Ocean. Marine biologists wear them. Collectors wear them because it looks good under a wetsuit and even better under a rolled-up Oxford sleeve. If the Seamaster Diver 300 meters is Omega's all-rounder, then the Planet Ocean 600 meters is its deep-sea war machine. This isn't a watch you wear, it's a watch you strap on before you descend. Into the sea, into risk, into the unknown. And like any great tool, it never lets you forget what it's built for: survival. Ranked 7th, Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra 150 meters, the everyday icon. Not every masterpiece screams for attention. Some quietly master every situation. The Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra is that watch, a chameleon of refinement and utility, able to move effortlessly from a conference room to a yacht deck without missing a beat. And at 150 meters of water resistance, it's not just built for appearances, it's built to perform. Launched in the early 2000s, the Aqua Terra line has evolved into one of Omega's most versatile and beloved collections. It balances sporty resilience with classical proportions. The dial often features a teak pattern texture, evoking the deck of a luxury sailboat, paired with elegant arrowhead indices and a clean date window. It's a nod to maritime tradition without slipping into cliché. But don't let the smooth lines fool you. Inside is Omega's Co-Axial master chronometer movement, resistant to magnetic fields and regulated to one of the highest standards of precision in modern horology. It's a watch made not just to look the part, but to survive the part. Worn by everyone from golf champions to architects, the Aqua Terra isn't a tool watch, and it isn't a dress piece. It's a lifestyle piece, a reminder that elegance doesn't have to be fragile, and that strength can come wrapped in satin brushed steel or 18K gold. There's a reason why so many collectors make this their daily driver. It doesn't demand attention, it earns it. Ranked 6th, Omega Speedmaster 57, the Heritage Reborn. Before the moon, there was the road. The Speedmaster 57 isn't just a throwback, it's a tribute to the model that started it all. While the Moonwatch gets most of the spotlight, the original Speedmaster was born for motorsports, not astronauts. With its broad arrow hands, straight lugs, and symmetrical case, the 57 is a mechanical love letter to Omega's earliest Speedy. But this isn't a museum piece. Today's Speedmaster 57 is powered by Omega's latest coaxial master chronometer Calibre, offering anti-magnetic resistance, a silicon-balanced spring, and an open caseback that reveals the mechanical ballet within. It wears thinner than its Moonwatch sibling, and with a manually wound movement, it invites daily interaction. Whether in stainless steel or two-tone Sedna gold, on leather or bracelet, the Speedmaster 57 delivers classic charisma with 21st century engineering. It's the kind of watch that speaks to the soul of a collector, a bridge between what was and what continues. For those who love the Speedmaster legacy but want something more personal, less expected, the 57 is the choice. It's not for the astronaut in you. It's for the racer, the rebel, the romantic. Ranked 5th, Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meters, the legend reinvented. It began in 1993, and it never left. The Seamaster Diver 300 meters is one of Omega's most iconic watches, instantly recognizable thanks to its helium escape valve at 10 o'clock, wave pattern dial, and skeletonized sword hands. But this isn't just a pretty diver. It's the watch that put Omega back on the wrist of James Bond, starting with Pierce Brosnan in GoldenEye and continuing through Daniel Craig's gritty reimagining of 07. Beyond its cinematic pedigree, the Diver 300M is a technical marvel. The latest versions feature ceramic bezels, laser-engraved dials, and Omega's coaxial master chronometer movement, offering magnetic resistance, chronometer-grade accuracy, and a 55-hour power reserve. At 42 millimeters, it fits a wide range of wrists, and the integrated bracelet or rubber strap options give it versatility for both office wear and open water. The lume glows like a torch. The bezel action is crisp. The caseback, with its sapphire window, reveals the movement in full detail. It's the kind of watch that makes you feel ready for anything. A meeting, a dive, a car chase, a moment of silence by the sea. The Diver 300 meters doesn't ask for your attention. It earns it. And once you wear it, you'll understand why it's one of the most beloved modern divers ever made. Ranked fourth, Omega Constellation Co-Axial Master Chronometer. Precision worn proud. There are watches that speak softly, and then there are those that make a statement even before the first handshake. The Omega Constellation is the latter, a timepiece that has always dared to be different. With its iconic claws, or gryphs, and bold integrated bracelet design, the Constellation doesn't try to blend in. It was never meant to. Launched in 1952 as Omega's flagship chronometer line, the Constellation was designed to symbolize absolute accuracy. And it delivered. The early pipe hand dials became instant classics. But over the decades, the watch transformed from conservative elegance into something modern, assertive, and architectural. The current Constellation Co-Axial Master Chronometer continues that bold tradition. Available in a range of sizes for both men and women, in materials from steel to gold to two-tone sedna, it remains unmistakable on the wrist. The Roman numerals etched into the bezel, the star at 6 o'clock, the half-moon facets, the design language hasn't changed. It's evolved. Inside beats a meta-certified movement, anti-magnetic, ultra-precise, and built to Omega's strictest tolerances. It's as much a technical achievement as it is a design one. Worn by world leaders, musicians, CEOs, and visionaries, the Constellation is the watch of confidence. Not the confidence that comes from showmanship, but from certainty. You wear a Constellation when you know who you are. Ranked third, Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch Professional, the watch that left Earth. To list Omega's best without the Moonwatch would be like listing astronauts without mentioning Armstrong. This is not just a watch. It is the watch. The one that went to the moon, that timed critical maneuvers in the void of space, that saved lives and defined an era of exploration. Introduced in 1957, the Speedmaster began life as a racing chronograph, but fate had other plans. NASA needed a timepiece that could withstand space, extreme temperature shifts, zero gravity, vibrations, and brutal shocks. Only the Speedmaster passed. The rest, including Rolex, failed. On July 21, 1969, it became the first watch worn on the moon. Buzz Aldrin had his Speedmaster strapped over his spacesuit, and since then, it has never stopped being part of space exploration history. But beyond the legend lies a watch of remarkable functionality, a manually wound movement, Hazelite crystal for historical accuracy, tachymeter bezel, tri-compax chronograph layout. It's not flashy, but it's perfectly balanced. To wear the Moonwatch is to wear legacy. It connects you to every mission, every trial, every moment humanity dared to reach for the stars. It isn't just for collectors, it's for believers. Ranked second, Omega Seamaster 300, the Purist diver. Before James Bond, before Planet Ocean, before all the ceramic and coaxial wizardry, there was the Seamaster 300, first launched in 1957 as part of Omega's Holy Trinity of professional tool watches. The Seamaster 300 was purpose-built for underwater exploration. The new iterations, however, managed to do the impossible, preserve the heritage while enhancing every element with modern technology. From the vintage-inspired domed crystal to the aged loom and broad arrow hands, the Seamaster 300 looks like it just stepped out of a mid-century dive expedition. But inside, you'll find one of Omega's most advanced movements, the Co-Axial Master Chronometer Calibre, offering anti-magnetism, precision, and a 60-hour power reserve. It wears lighter than the Planet Ocean, more classical than the Diver 300 meters, and feels like a tribute to the roots of Omega's maritime legacy. If you want a watch that whispers rather than shouts, yet delivers everything Omega's capable of in craftsmanship and history, this is your diver. In first place, Omega Speedmaster Calibre 321, the resurrection of a legend. Some watches are remembered, some are reborn. The Calibre 321 isn't just a movement, it's a mythology. This was the original engine behind the first Speedmasters, including those worn on the moon. For decades, collectors hunted these rare models. Then in 2019, Omega did the unthinkable. It brought the Calibre 321 back, recreated with extraordinary fidelity from archival schematics and a preserved vintage watch worn by Gene Cernan on the Apollo 17 mission. The new 321 isn't mass-produced. It's assembled by hand, one at a time, in a special atelier at Omega headquarters. Each watch is a masterwork. From the brushed and polished case to the step dial, the sapphire caseback revealing that now immortal column wheel movement, the Speedmaster isn't just a reissue. It's a resurrection. The Calibre 321 isn't for everyone. It's for those who value craft, for those who understand that history, when honored, becomes legacy. If there is one Omega to own, one that binds the past, the future, and the pursuit of excellence, it is this. Time, like legacy, is never static. It moves, evolves, and leaves traces in the details we choose to carry. These 10 Omega timepieces aren't just mechanical instruments. They are stories you can wear. They chronicle the conquests of humanity, the rise of innovation, and the persistence of elegance in a world that's always changing. Whether you're drawn to the silent strength of the Ville Trésor, the lunar legacy of the Moonwatch, or the relentless resilience of the Seamaster, each of these watches has something to say. And perhaps one of them is already speaking to you. Which Omega timepiece made your list? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more in-depth stories from the world of horology. Until next time, remember, you don't just wear an Omega, you carry time's best intentions on your wrist.